about how you can build this big old rig and get stronger in the biceps because this thing is heavy. So I want to start off by saying this, that you don't need all of this to make better videos. You don't need to buy all of this at once. Buying all of this won't make you a better videographer. It will just empty your pockets. So if you don't already know how to shoot good videos, if you don't already know your intentions of what you want to do at your shoot, please do not build this big rig and bring it to a house party. Everybody's gonna look at you weird, and they're probably not even gonna want to be recorded because you have this big old setup like you're filming a movie, when really all you need is to bring your camera. So if you don't know what you're gonna do with this, I wouldn't say build it. But if you do, this is what you do. So for this setup, I like to have everything all in one. As you can see, this rig is very big, but it's sturdy. You know, everything's locked into place, it's screwed into place. So obviously starting with the FX3, that's the first thing you need. It's my go-to camera, and I put a 24-70 on this for this specific shoot when I went out and shot with this, but you can switch to whatever lens you like, but 24-70, that's my go-to. Next, I build out the cage. So to add all these attachments, you have to have a cage. I use a Smallrig cage for the FX3. You can find it anywhere. I'll put all this in the description, but you can find that anywhere, and you just screw it in. And that way you can add more attachments to it. To the right, I have the Smallrig hand strap, and the left, I have the rotating side handle. As you can see, yeah, that's tough. So the handle right here, I can move it to the side. I can have it vertical. I can do whatever I want. So having that on both sides lets me hold the camera like this if I'm shooting and I want to get like a pan or up and down. It gives me a sturdy grip. Then on the bottom, we add our Smallrig base plate right here. Basically, that's what I add for the 12-inch rod so that I can connect the battery to the back. And one thing I also wanted to point out is this multi-tool. Yes, the Smallrig multi-tool. Even if I don't build out this rig, this is something that I bring with me every single day, because even when I leave the house, I find that I need to screw something in, or like a mic, or like if I'm using my gimbal, I need this Smallrig multi-tool to be able to just have. Like, I'm tired of asking people for like a coin if I need to screw something in. I found myself doing that a lot. Like, yo, you got a coin I can use real quick? You got a quarter? Like, no, just bring this so you don't have to ask any questions. Once you connect the rods, then we have our big boy, the battery. I use an AndyCine mini V mount 95S. 14.8 volts. It's a battery. So if you're trying to buy a battery and you see like the Smallrig battery, whatever you want to put on the back, it's a battery. Then next, following up after the battery, you do need the V-mount plate, or a V-mount plate. I use the AndyCine V-mount plate. So that basically connects to the rods, like I said, under here in the bottom. See if I can get it. Under here in the bottom, as you can see, it connects right there. And obviously we can't forget about audio, so we just use the regular FX3 top handle, and I bought the extender because I have bigger hands, and the original one without the extension, you do notice a difference when you actually buy it, so I would definitely recommend getting the handle extender. Right here at the top, I use this monitor attachment. It works seamlessly with the top handle so that I can be able to put my monitor there, secure, screw it in, and I can still put my hand there. I know some people put their monitors a little bit down, but I kind of like it to have it a little bit forward. So that's what I do for that top handle. And then for audio, I use the Sennheiser MKE 600, and I just put that in the top handle, just like that. And there you go. And one thing I do want to point out, when you open up the Sennheiser, you will need like some extra cushion, because otherwise it'll just move around a lot, and that gets really annoying. So if you don't want the mic to fall out, I would definitely recommend like getting some extra cushion. So next is the monitor. I actually just got this monitor. First I was using the Shinobi Atomos. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yes. First I was using the Shinobi Atomos. Honestly, that monitor like died really quick. Like, I don't know what it was with that monitor. Like, no matter what battery I used or whatever, like that monitor just died really quick. So I honestly just got this one, and I love it so far. It's brighter, it lasts longer, and it works great. So I just put that right on top of the top handle and connect it to my camera via HDMI. That's why I love the FX3. So yeah, I power the monitor by the battery, and I can power the camera by the battery via USB-C. So I would say just get a USB-C to USB-C for the camera. To power the monitor via the battery, you want to get a Dtap to MPF, and basically that's just a wired dummy battery that'll just power. It's connected to the battery. It'll just power the monitor via that cable. So once you have that and the USB-C to USB-C, that's why I love this battery. It connects to both, and there are other ones that have that too, but this is just the one I got first. And yeah, you have power. One thing I also want to point out, I don't see many people putting this on their rigs. I have the DJI RS3 gimbal, but I take the bottom stand of that gimbal and I attach it to the bottom of the base plate. So that way I can put it down. I can put the rig down. Like little things like that that you don't notice until you actually go out and shoot are so like critical. Like they help you so much. So like I can put it down. I can also use it as another place to put my hand and hold the rig. Now obviously one-handed like this is kind of crazy because it is heavy, so I can do this. I can put my hand on the top handle. It's actually clutch. So if you don't do that, or you don't, like, you've never tried, I'm telling you, put the bottom of your gimbal on the bottom of this. It's a game changer, I'm telling you. And now you have a fully built out rig to be able to shoot. Now if you have a lot of clients, or if you go out on a lot of shoots and you just bring your camera and they're expecting like a lot in the final video, you are you, and remember that for when you're making the video. But sometimes it's kind of good to flex and bring like all of this stuff. Sometimes I literally just pull up with the camera and people will be looking at me like, what? But then when I give them the final video, it will be the same result as when I bring out this bad boy. So obviously make sure that's key. Whatever you use for this, make sure it's the same video that you can do with just bringing your camera and maybe a mic. Like you should have that same ability. That's why it's so important to know what you're doing and know what you're actually using this for before you go out and spend all this money, because obviously over time the money does add up. If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, I'm gonna put this down now because like I said